I'm back. We're live. I'm back. I got stuff on the kitchen island here to make a Bloody Mary and a mimosa. So I guess we should do that first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get the glasses out of the freezer for the Bloody Marys because I heard there was a couple people that wanted some Bloody Marys. So I'm gonna make this first. A mimosa is easy. It's orange juice, whatever this is.
Is it Prosecco or champagne?
Prosecco. I got some strawberries cut up. If you want to put a strawberry in there, that's like romantical or something. I don't know. Okay, so I got my 20 ounces of tomato juice, and I also, this is my favorite vodka. It's Russian Standard. This is the platinum one. This is just what I like, so. I like Tito's too. I mean, not much difference in vodkas, right? Is there?
No.
No. All right. So putting the tomato juice in a pitcher. And basically you're just going to put all the ingredients into a pitcher. Stir it up. Pour it over ice. I'm going to do a dash of Worcestershire. Got the vodka. 6 ounces of vodka. I got freshly squeezed lemon juice by me. And a couple pinches of celery salt. I'm not going to use the ground pepper because that, might be too big. Just going to get this pepper here. Just a little bit. Just a pinch of pepper. And got my Torchbearer hot sauce. A couple dashes of that. There we go. Gonna stir it up.
So Instagram too.
Huh?
So Instagram too.
This is Instagram right here?
Yep.
What, is the vodka in the way?
No, it's not.
No, you're good.
All right. So, I guess that's it. Actually, I would like to thank the birthday boy from yesterday, Donnie Wahlberg, because he kind of introduced me to Bloody Marys on plane flights. When you're a little nervous flying, you sit down, you ask for a Bloody Mary, and it might chill you out a little bit, and you enjoy the flight a little bit more. So I learned this from him. I've made them homemade plenty of times. So got some celery, for the garnish, but the ice is kind of hard here, so. And my hands are clean. Got some jalapenos, put on the side there. I'm just gonna pour this in, and some people in this house can enjoy this. There we go. And there you have it. Bloody Mary in my whole garden glasses. We're not fancy in this house. I don't have a lot of fancy glasses. I don't even know what this should go in. This looks right though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Looks good.
So, that's it. That's your Bloody Mary. Really simple. Probably most of the stuff you got in your kitchen, maybe aside from the tomato juice, unless you're 90 or something. So you wanted one of these, right?
I did, yes.
Okay. Let me just
Thank you.
put it down. Did you want one, Andy?
No.
Chance?
Thank you. No, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a taste though. Oh yeah, not too strong, but it's there. Little kick.
How is it, Elena?
Might have could use a little more kick, right?
Did you put the vodka in?
What? It was in here.
Oh.
This is 6 ounces of vodka. That right there is gone.
I apparently put more vodka in.
Oh, you want a top?
I'm okay.
You want a topper?
I'm good.
Topper?
Mm.
You want a shot or something?
Those are really good. Really, really good.
Okay, so that's that's that. Let me just move all this crap out of the way for a second. And then, like, come on, this is basic. A mimosa. And I have my blockhead NKOTB glasses. These are only these are wine glasses though, right?
Mm-hmm.
These would normally go in champagne glasses.
Yeah, but you can use wine glasses.
Yeah, this is fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna drop a strawberry in there because it's romantical. And then you put this in here, right? What is this?
Prosecco.
And I know I didn't pour it right. You're supposed to do that side pour thing because then there's less bubbles, right? Okay, now we gotta wait. And we're waiting. We're just waiting. We've been here most of the day filming, cooking. So, a drink at the end of the day might be your cup of tea. I haven't really been drinking much at all. At the end of the day, I like, to do something else. A little, puff, puff. Go to sleep at night. But that's me. Not for everybody. I'm doing the side pour thing. And then you like a splash, right? Just a splash of this. Not a lot, right? There you go. My first ever mimosa I ever made. It's romantic. Do it with your husband. Do it with your wife, your significant other, the boyfriend, girlfriend, booty call, one night stand, whatever's your thing. I don't know what your thing is. My thing is here with my family, so that's it. I made 2 drinks. We also, hold on, because I forgot about these. I had to heat these back up. We had our
Egg muffin.
easy egg muffins. I have too many recipes in my head and names of things, so there's that. I mean, so Gina has her mimosa in hand. Good for you, Gina. I hope everyone. I know it's Wednesday. It's not like Friday or something. It is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's not Friday, but after you had a long day at work, you should have a nice drink. I don't like champagne or whatever this is, so I'm not drinking this. Chance, you want this?
No, thank you.
Chance has been a big drinker.
I want it.
Andy wants one.
Oh, Andy wants it. Okay. Can you bring that? Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if I did it right.
Well, I'll
I
tell
winged
you if
it.
you did it wrong.
Thanks. But see, with this, I'm going to add a couple more dashes of the torchbearer hot sauce.
That'll sneak a little bit.
Yeah, it needed more, right?
Thank you.
I think a couple dashes was not the way to go. I would have probably said a teaspoon. Oh yeah, that's way better. Fantastic. All right, so I'm ready to take questions. Whatever you guys want to talk about. Doesn't matter to me. Ask whatever you want. I'm here for you. I'm here for the blockheads. I love you guys. And I want to thank everyone who came out to Meriwether Post and Fenway Park. I mean, it was a dream week for the 5 of us. We had an awesome time. It was a lot of work, a lot of planning, a lot of prep, but getting up on those stages was amazing. I had a blast. I hope you guys did. And if you weren't there, I'm sure you've been watching a lot of videos. And I want to let everyone know we filmed everything, we recorded everything. So hopefully somewhere down the line, we'll present that all to you guys in some form of streaming, DVD, whatever it is. But we have it, is the important thing. And for me, I like to have those things because now I have grandkids. I want them to see it because they were there. They fell asleep, as we were going on stage. It's fine. But, I want them to see it somewhere down the line. And I also want, if my daughters have kids down the line, they can show it to their kids. It's important to mark these big events and big occasions for the 5 of us and all of you. I think it's important. So we got it. and somewhere down the line, it'll be presented to the blockheads. Questions. Ashley B, what's up?
Oh, just drinking my Bloody Mary with my.
I got some of those too. Yeah, the copper. Now you're frozen though. You just were frozen for a second. You look nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, looking good.
You too.
Thank you. Hmm.
I've only had a few sips of this, by the way.
I like the shirt.
Thank you. My friend Erica made it for us for Fenway.
Right. As long as it's not being sold for profit, you're all good. Just
our
putting
little
it out there.
mates.
If you
I
think
do have a hat coming and a tank top coming, so I'll wear those next time.
I'm just saying, like, if you go to these bootleg websites, if it's not on the NKOTB store, it's
the only way to
bootleg.
get it.
Yeah, and someone else is profiting from it. So
Exactly.
Ashley, Ashley.
Yes. Okay, so my questions are about Fenway actually, which is why I wore my shirt. Like the whole thing was amazing, but what was your favorite? Was there a moment where you were just like, "This is it right now. This is it."
I was really looking forward to the. We've been calling it the. What did Donnie call it? The Mega Medley, which was put together about 10 days, not even 10 days, probably like a week before the show. Week to 10 days. Like, we didn't have a lot of prep with that. But we worked it out, and everyone was ready. And to me, just playing all those songs that we don't get to play a lot was fantastic. So that was probably a highlight of the show for me. And wearing the Nanook sweatshirts. I mean,
I got to order
just,
one of those too.
Huh?
I have to order one of those.
Yeah, it takes you back, and if you're a true blockhead, you know about that. But if you didn't, now you do. So it's pretty special. I can't believe like we're embracing that name, because when we were kids, we hated it. Like, and it was only for like a year, or maybe a year or two. We had that name. We was like, Maurice, please, no, it's terrible. And when we got in the studio, we recorded the New Kids on the Block, the rap song. We kept pushing him. That's the perfect name. We got a song, we got everything, and thank God he was like, all right, and we changed it really quick. We would be, people would ask us, what's the name of your group? We don't have a name yet. We haven't decided yet. That's what we used to say because it was so bad. So,
but it looks great on a shirt.
Thank you.
So with that, I guess it's kind of what you were saying. What was your favorite throwback song that you guys did? Like in the medley, is there a specific song that you pulled out that you were really excited about?
You know what? I love hearing Try It Again. My mom really loved that song. She was really happy that it was potentially going to be a single, which it ended up not. It was a single, but the record company was kind of done with us at that point. So that was a little disappointing for me because I sang lead with Jordan on it. And, I love that contrast because it's an ode to the stylistics with the guy singing low and then, the guy comes in with the high falsetto. So I've always loved doing those kind of songs, especially with Jordan. So for me, hearing that, just even hearing the chorus of that brings back a lot of memories and felt really good just to sing that.
I love it. That was probably my favorite moment of the whole thing, actually.
Thank you.
Elena can confirm that with you. I kind of was freaking out and texting her the whole time. Okay, I will ask one more question because I know there's a lot of girls who want to ask questions, and thank you for letting me be part of this.
No problem.
So, what is one stadium or location that you haven't performed at that you would love to? Or vice versa, a favorite place other than Fenway, a favorite city that you've stopped at?
I mean, for the five of us, that's it. It's nothing going to be better than that. I mean, it's just when we were young, they didn't even have concerts at Fenway, so we never thought about playing there. We played where the Patriots played before they had Foxborough Stadium. It was Gillette. It was whatever. It was Foxborough Stadium, and then they built a new stadium, which is Gillette. But we never even thought about doing a concert there. So maybe Wrigley Field, like that's the kind of other historic one that's left. That would be cool. And Donnie lives in that area now, so that would be really special for him and Jenny. So maybe that's the only other place that could compare to Fenway.
Well, as a fan being there, it was like meta. It was insane. So thank you for doing that after last year. We all needed it big time.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I have more questions, but there's a lot of girls who want to ask questions today. So
Okay. Bye.
bye. Thank you. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Mwah. There she is, Ashley. So wonderful.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's see. Okay, we're gonna ask a few, and then we're gonna have another guest.
Okay.
Lindsay wants to know, what is the one thing you must always do when you're back in Boston?
The one thing I must do is obviously see my family. I mean, the night before Fenway, had a big family dinner at Venencia, which is a restaurant in Dorchester, where I grew up. John Knight actually was a busboy there when he was young. So it's a restaurant we've all known growing up, and they have great Italian food. But I had my family and my friends, about 30 of us all together for that dinner. And then after Fenway, my brother Brett and his wife Lori threw a barbecue at their house, so I got to see everybody again. So always seeing family is really important. Family first is always the way I do things. So that's the one thing I got to do when I go back to Boston.
Do you enjoy outdoorsy stuff?
What, like camping and crap? No. No. I'm not an outdoors guy. I mean, I like being at the beach, and, I like to run outside, and I like, that kind of stuff. But I don't want to go camping. I mean, that's for whoever likes camp. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that, because I want to be able to do. I don't want to get graphic. Anyway, you got to do certain things out in the woods when you're camping, and then you're sleeping in a tent on the ground. Pass, man. Nope, I'm not outdoorsy.
Alright, next up we have a guest.
Hi, Danny.
Jen.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for doing this again.
You're welcome.
I have a bit of a random selection of questions, so I apologise in advance.
It's okay.
First off, are you going to release any bloopers from the Woodworks? Because I'm sure there's some really good stuff you've got.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about doing this is I get to approve everything. So we are. I mean, there's plenty of stuff, I'm sure. I mean, I think we had an incident. I can't even tell that story because it's a little graphic, about Hulk. Yeah, I can't tell that story. Anyway, yes, we're gonna release some bloopers at some point. We're expanding everything we're doing. We're gonna try to be releasing more videos, maybe a couple videos a week. But just for now, we're sticking to every Tuesday a new episode, and we'll continue to do that.
Excellent. Carrying on with the Woodworks, what's been the most challenging recipe you've had to do so far?
All right, well, I've had one fail out of all these episodes we've done, and we've done a lot more than have aired that haven't been edited yet. So I was attempting to make the pancakes. They're called Johnny cakes, and you use cornmeal. And I've had them places, and I love them. But the recipe I had called for using a cast iron skillet, and I tried, and they just failed. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I'm gonna have to go back and when we're not filming and work on it, because I want to do some more breakfast stuff too. So that was one of the things I love and wanted to do, and it failed. So no one will ever see that. But that's the only fail that I've had so far.
That's impressive. Okay. I'm sure you've probably heard a lot of the feedback about the new choreography for Single. Absolutely amazing. Who did the choreography, and will that be coming on tour?
I'm pretty sure Donnie had something to do with that little dance, and our choreographer Kevin Maher and Sonny. I think it was a collaboration, but I think Donnie wanted something kind of like not so choreographed and kind of like that suits us with character and a little bit of swag, but like not anything over the top. And He showed me that like over FaceTime. Him and Kevin got up when they were in St. Charles working on stuff, and I flipped out. I was like, it's perfect. So sometimes you stumble upon these things that just work, and they stumbled upon that, and it works.
Excellent. What has been the most meaningful gift you've received? I'm sure you get a lot.
I mean, some of the most meaningful gifts, sometimes come from, things that, aren't the most pleasant things that happen in life. But when my mother passed away, she left me the jewelry that I gave her, but she also left me her. I don't know what they call it, but it's a ring that has each birthstone of each kid. So I keep it by my bedside always, and that means everything to me because she always wore it. And it's the 6 kids, the birthstone of each kid, and that's the greatest gift I could have gotten out of something so sad.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful gift.
Yeah.
And finally, obviously, you're looking at doing a lot of new merch at the moment. You're bringing out kind of the retro bedsheet collection. Would you ever think of doing a competition to let a fan design a piece of merchandise?
Hadn't thought of that, but it's a good idea. I mean, we have a running whiteboard of like a lot of ideas because when that finally came out, there was 18 months of work done before that had ever come out. So I'm directly involved with that. And I don't really think it was my idea. I just pushed it to get done because we watched all of you guys make stuff with those bed sheets for years. So I just thought it was about time to do some things that weren't the typical pieces of merchandise that you could actually use and wear, and like just out of the box things that we don't normally do. And the bed sheets are perfect for that. That print, which the 5 of us grew up hating, and now we all embrace it and love it because it's special, it's nostalgic, and we know how much it means to you guys, and now it means a lot to us because I can put on the bucket hat, and I feel like I'm cool with the bucket hat on, and it's the 5 of us on there. So, I'm really proud of it, and we're gonna continue. There's gonna be a 3rd drop coming up in a month or so. We haven't exactly set a date, but we got everything for the 3rd drop, and then after that we'll kind of see how it goes, and take it from there. But that's a good idea. Maybe some fan input would be very helpful. But I do ask a lot of opinions from girls that I know that are fans, the people in my house, and the people that I've become friends with all across the world.
So I think one bit of merch people would love is the brilliant glittery jackets from the opening of the concerts. They were amazing.
Right, but they're not exactly affordable.
I know.
A designer made them.
They're amazing.
A designer that works with our stylist made them. He's super, super talented, and he's done stuff for us all along the way. He's fantastic. But those jackets are amazing, and I'm sure this was for 2 shows, and the whole time I'm like, this is just for 2 shows, man. These jackets are so amazing. But we can do something similar, with a different color, maybe gold or red or whatever. But the guy's amazing. I'm drawing a blank to his name. But I'll figure it out by the time we get out of here.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Danny.
You're welcome. I got to text Marjan. I got to text our stylist. What's his name? All right. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all my questions. Thank you, Danny.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn. Love you.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a few more questions, then we have another guest.
Okay.
All right. Christina wants to know, which brand of matcha green tea do you use, and how do you like to prepare it? Also, have you ever had matcha green tea ice cream?
I've had the ice cream. I like the ice cream. Honestly, there's a lot of good quality brands, so I've kind of rotated between a few. This is one. What is this called? Medi matcha is what this one's called. Can you see that? I don't know. Can you?
There you go.
Okay.
I was gonna say, there you go.
I don't really pay attention to the names because they're all like great quality. This is Naoki. I haven't opened this one yet. This will be when I finish this one. I'll go to this one. There's so many good ones. I mean, these are just two. I've probably tried 3 or 4 different ones, but these two are great. So try it out.
All right. Next one is Anna wants to know, what is your favorite
Oh, hold on.
recipe?
Because she asked, how do I prepare it?
Yes, how do you prepare it?
Okay, so what I do is I have a Yeti that's like a 20-ounce Yeti. I put a little bit of stevia in there and then some of the powder, and then I just pour water and shake it up. And what I do is when I'm doing my cardio, I drink it as I'm doing my cardio, because then I it brings that natural energy into you, and then when I go onto the weights, I feel kind of refreshed and ready to go and hit the weights. Sorry, that's how I prepare my green tea. And I love green tea ice cream too.
So what is your favorite recipe and why?
It's my mother's coffee cake. I mean, that's standard. It's just, she taught me how to make it, so nothing could ever mean more than that. And I got nothing else to say on that because then I'm going to get emotional and I don't want to.
All right, we have a guest.
Guest!
Hi.
What's up, people?
How you doing, Danny?
What's going on? I love the hat.
Thank you, sir.
Looking fly. I like it.
I had another hat on before you said about a different apparel, something new, and it was sitting right beside me, so I grabbed it, put it on.
But see, looking at you, it just looks like you got on a hat, like a nice hat. You would have to go close and see it's the bed sheet. So
That's right.
I like it, man. Looks good on you. You look very stylish.
Thank you.
Maybe wear it when you go to bed tonight.
You can only imagine what my wife likes before bed.
Like
No,
you got the boots. You got the boots. You tell the wifey to leave on. You would leave the hat on.
That's right. True enough.
There we go.
Oh, but first, hey, I made your day, right? Happy hump day. You have your mimosas. I got my Pride of Nova Scotia. Got my beer with me. So,
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I'm born and raised. I live in London, Ontario now with my wife. So
nice.
Yeah, we were talking last year sometime during the pandemic, and we had a conversation. You were asking about the difference with Canadian currency, loonies and toonies,
Yep.
that type of thing, and got cut off. But it's all good. But my wife eats, breathes, sleeps, new kids on the block, and it's a full-time show.
This is about you, though.
And our whole living room, we don't have a living room, we don't have a dining room. It's all new kids. It's our whole entertainment area. So it's live in prime time all the time. So,
well, you're a good man, and thank you very much, Sherry, for supporting us and being a true blockhead.
Thank you.
I support my wife nonstop. Like that's you guys are her everything. So, just some questions I have. I know you had a good showing at Fenway, which I'm sorry that we weren't able to go, but with COVID restrictions and everything like that, but we were able to tune in different ways. But are there any superstitions or routines or just anything you do to kind of prepare before a show or just to kind of get yourself just kind of in character?
I don't have too many. It's not even superstition. I like to stretch, before. We have this, I always forget what it's called, the inversion table that you can go upside down in.
Okay.
It's kind of relaxing for me. I like that. But if I don't do it, it's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not caught up in my head and I got to do this, I got to do that. I don't think any of us really have any of that. I do like that before we get up on stage, we all kind of huddle up and say something to each other. And, especially before a show like Fenway, we had been, away for so long, and getting back to do those 2 shows was not an easy task. So those moments mean a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. post COVID, do either yourself, like solo wood tour or New Kids tour? Would you guys consider any Canadian dates? Like I know, like the major venues, like such as Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, that type of thing. Living in London and or Hamilton area, or just different. Is there anything that you would do solo wood tour or?
Well, when I did do my solo tour, I did a show in Toronto, so
Okay.
I would happily, do some shows in Canada. And we love Canada too. So it's just the past few tours. It's and the routings of tours is not easy, and
No, no
especially
doubt.
now because you can imagine what next year is going to look like. Everybody wants to tour next year, so it's difficult, and sometimes you just can't fit those dates in. You know what I mean? Like it's strange sometimes, and we try to work it out. But you guys got to imagine how people in Europe feel, in South America, and Australia, and the Far East. We haven't been over there, since like 2014, I think.
Wow.
So we definitely, that's on the agenda within the next couple of years is to do, tour the rest of the world.
Awesome.
Okay, because I know we have a thing where we call Rock the Park in Canada, and they go from city to city and that type of thing. I know we've had 98 Degrees and a few other bands and that type of thing.
It's kind of like the Hershey Park mixtape.
Yeah.
Type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just like less than a block away from where it's held every year.
After party.
After party. That's right. So.
Right. I don't know how many after parties are going to be happening.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. Yeah, of course. But I don't think anytime soon those are happening.
Right on.
Awesome.
But my final song is: do you have any favorite songs that are non-New Kid related, or just some things that you like to kind of mellow out to? Or kind of something just to kind of get away from it for a bit, or something just on your personal likes.
I do like his.
I mean, I get that question a lot. I mean, obviously, I have the stuff I listen to when I'm working out, which is very different from like maybe what I would listen to when I'm driving in the car. More up tempo, maybe more hard rock stuff and old school hip hop. When I'm working out, maybe in the car, it's like singer songwriter stuff. But honestly, I've been trying to, in my free time, focus on the stuff I'm writing for my next solo album. So I'm kind of wrapped up in all of that because I have a bunch recorded and then some songs I'm writing. And I try to sing every day, so I kind of focused on that stuff right now.
Right on.
Nice.
So I really enjoy your music. That's just why I was asking about your solo stuff. Just if you had anything that you were kind of planning, or like you already answered all those questions, which is good. So, but just I hope you keep it coming. I appreciate you just giving me some time, and I just hope you enjoy the rest of your life, and we'll tune in again soon.
All right, thanks guys. I really
Danny.
appreciate it.
Thanks,
Love
Danny.
you
I
guys.
really appreciate it.
Love you
Thank
too.
I love you.
Cheers.
Right. Oh, what a wonderful couple, man. That's awesome. Really awesome.
All right, I'm going to pull some questions off of Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
All right, what's your favorite cartoon character?
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy. But did they get like canceled? Was it not them, but like the guy who created it? Whatever. Ren and Stimpy.
Do you have any favorite athletes?
I mean, maybe Larry Bird, but I'm not a favorite guy. You know what I mean? Like, people get caught up in what's your favorite this and favorite that. I like a lot of things. Like, I loved Larry Bird, but I also loved Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan during that time. So I loved watching all of them. Even when the Lakers were beating them, I hated it, but you had to respect Magic Johnson. He's incredible, man. He could play every position on the floor. So that's kind of my thing. It's like, in different eras, I have favorites, but it's not one. It's usually two or three.
How do you unwind after the two concerts, and do you get post-show depression?
I don't get post-show depression. I do get caught in that high, so usually I don't sleep a lot, and I just get up early and go to the gym, and I'm all thinking about what we just did. After Fenway, there still was a lot of work to do, actually, so I kind of was a little bit busy with stuff after the show. But I don't get depressed because I know there's more to come. So it's just this kind of journey we're on, and it's just let's get to the next thing and make it even better.
Are you handy around the house fixing things, or are you better at cooking?
I'm better at cooking. I can't fix anything. I broke a microphone today.
Yes.
Broke one of Andy's microphones today. So no, I'm not. I can hang stuff on the wall. I can unclog a toilet. I can do laundry, vacuum. I mean, but I grew up doing that stuff. That's about it. I can get the leaves out the pool, maybe. I'm not handy, no. Not John Knight, that's for sure.
What food do you hate?
Oh boy. Oh man. Growing up, we used to have Sunday dinners with my grandparents that were on my dad's side, so my dad's parents. And randomly, like we would be having a meal that my mom made, but somehow my grandfather, whose nickname was Bubba, he was hilarious, he was an awesome guy. He would eat liver. And my mother would have to make it for him special. And she hated making it, and I hated looking at him eat it. It's disgusting. So anything like that, I don't want no part of. Liver, brains, kidney, it's disgusting. Hard pass. Stay away from me with that crap.
All right, we have a guest.
Calf spring.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. So I have a couple of questions. My coworker's back there, but she doesn't really want to be on camera, so
Why not?
she's shy.
Hi. How you doing, girl back there?
Her name's Kim.
Hi, Kim.
The questions that I have, the first one is, who was the teacher that you had that made the biggest impact on you in school and why?
Probably my high school math teacher, Mr. Mahoney. He just was an amazing teacher, made learning math fun and also easy. I mean, for me and Donnie, we were in class together. We both got straight A's. We loved going to that class. It was probably one of the only classes I loved. So he sticks in my head always. So, Mr. Mahoney.
Well, that's cool. Another question is, when you write a song, do you write the lyrics or the music first? I know that you said that you can write the songs pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, sometimes. It depends. Like when I wrote the Woodworks, that took a little time because it was very specific. Like, it was, and I had to there had to be humor to it. And what I did is we started filming the show, and I just kind of started writing down things that were happening as we were filming. And one of the things that happened is my trash can was stolen. And, that was really bizarre for them to be here, why that happened. So my writing is not one way. Sometimes I write a bunch of lyrics down and they just sit there. And then I have something, hold on.
Sounds like my house.
There's someone at the door. For sure. It's an Amazon delivery.
Well, you know what's messed up is I have little dogs too. They will bark.
I can't hear you, so they'll stop in a second. There you go.
My dog do the same thing. They'll bark if the neighbors fart, but I had people come into my yard and they weren't barking at them. I'm like, you're not doing your job.
Oh no, they bark. Like the landscapers were out there yesterday and they were barking at them nonstop. So, what was I saying? What was the question?
I think it was when you write a song, do you write the lyrics or the music first? I know you said you write a song pretty quickly, and you had it sometimes.
They all happen different. Sometimes I have music and then I put lyrics to it. Sometimes I have lyrics, and they're all different. The one thing I've learned is if it's too much work, it takes the whole creative fun out of it. So I scrap a lot of songs. They're just thrown into the fire.
I can understand that. Would you ever consider marketing boxing equipment such as wraps, gloves, bags, etc.?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I love it.
I sent you an idea on that.
Yeah, I mean, of course I would. I would love to do something like that. I love that kind of training. I went a little away from it the past few months because I wanted to focus on what we had to do. But
Right.
probably next month I'm gonna get right back into it. And I have stuff in my garage too, so that like I kind of have everything in my garage now, so I can do a whole boxing workout in there.
That'll be awesome. I'll definitely look for that. I have a little bit something different. This is a quick fire multiple choice question. Choose one of each of these as quick as possible. No thinking. It's like whatever is your favorite.
Okay.
Scrambled or poached eggs?
Scramble.
Well, white or wheat toast?
Wheat.
Shrimp or chicken?
Chicken.
Squats or burpees?
Squats.
Tank top or t-shirt?
Tank top.
Movie night or game night?
Movie night.
Cell phone or laptop?
Cell phone.
Fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
And then another question is, any movies that we must see?
The other night I saw Free Guy, which it's Ryan Reynolds' movie, which I had no idea what it was about, and it was awesome. It was really entertaining, really funny, and I don't want to give away what it's about, but it was great. I'm going with my daughter Vega Friday night to see Don't Breathe 2, which I loved the first one, so you don't even know what I'm talking about. And you asked a question about movies, and I'm telling you these movies. Don't Breathe was a great movie, and they have a second one, so I'm going to go see it with her. I watch a lot of movies, so I love all kinds of movies, but I just saw Free Guy, and that was great.
Have you seen the movie Aftermath?
Aftermath? With who?
Aftermath. It's
What is
actually good. It's a horror movie.
what is it? Who's in it?
I don't know who's in it, to be honest
really,
with you.
like, because I've probably seen it, but you should see the amount of horror movies I see.
It's
I
on
have
Netflix.
I have a running list that I share with people of not the mainstream ones, not like The Conjuring and all. These are like kind of obscure ones. So I probably have Aftermath on my list.
It was a good movie.
Right, but what's it about?
People move into a house and they think that it's haunted, but there's a whole twist to the story, and it kept me entertained.
There's like 50 movies like that.
Huh?
There's like 50 movies with that description.
No, but this one actually, I watch a lot of horror movies. Like, that's what's recommended to me. This one actually impressed me. Like, I was like, wow, okay, well, it kept my attention, and it's hard to do that. So
I'm gonna write it down. Gonna write it down.
Okay, and then I think, let me see. There's another question. Have you ever been stuck in a plateau in your fitness journey or goals? And if so, how did you overcome that?
Challenge myself. I mean, I always do. So I always, you could go back and look at, I post my workouts on Twitter, but like I'm always pushing myself and challenging myself with my workouts. The easiest way to adjust what you're doing and when you reach a plateau is it's usually what you're eating. You know, it's usually somewhere, maybe you're not eating clean enough, or, you need to adjust some things nutrition-wise.
Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. I'm stuck. What is your favorite snack?
Probably fruit and Greek yogurt. I mean, those two are my go-to always. Have them on the bus on tour. There's always some apples, nectarines, plums, peaches, strawberries, and Greek yogurt in the fridge. Okay,
and one final question. Who would be your ultimate team partners for you in a can't spit it out, zombie apocalypse, and why would you choose them? Real life people or fictional characters?
Well, I would pick Brad Pitt because it's World War Z. He has experience against the zombies. So I would pick that character to be my running mate against the zombies. He got experience, so I would need that.
That's very true.
And he has experience against the crazy zombies that are fast. That's the difference. Like, you don't want none of the Walking Dead people, because those zombies suck. They're slow. World War Z, they were bananas. So you got to pick the right person that got that experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for answering my questions today. It was a pleasure.
They were great questions, and I appreciate it, and I love you.
See you later.
All right. that doesn't flow out. You know, I love you doesn't flow out for her. It doesn't. You know.
All right, I'm gonna pull some questions.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, which historical character would you like to have dinner with?
Abraham Lincoln. Very easy. He's my favorite president. I always has been since I was little. So anytime we're in DC, gotta go back to the Lincoln Memorial every time we go. So yeah, it would be Abraham Lincoln.
All right. If you could define Baltimore and Fenway in one word, what would it be?
Unbelievable.
Is the app going to replace the website?
I don't think it's going to replace the website. We haven't talked about that, so I don't think so. But it's probably going to phase it out eventually. I mean, that's kind of what happens. You know, any of these apps you use, like even a banking app. You know, we used to go to the website. Now you just use the app. You're never going back to the website. So I'm not sure, but I'm excited about the app for sure.
What is one vegetable you refuse to eat?
I would have to think hard about that because I really love all vegetables. I don't really know. I can't think of anything offhand. So
When it comes to you.
what?
When it comes to you.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
All right, we have another guest.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
All right, thank you.
Cool.
Okay, I have a few questions for you.
Where are you?
I'm in the UK, but I originally come from New Zealand, so I have a bit of a strange accent.
Got it.
Okie dokie. How was it performing live again after all these months and all this time? How did you feel?
I mean, I felt great. I was really excited and well prepared, so I felt great. We rehearsed probably more than we did for the last tour, so those two shows were a big deal. We wanted them to be special, and thank God it turned out right. We worked really hard. Every guy in the group worked really hard, and we did it. It was a tough thing because.
You were lucky with the weather at Fenway because normally it rains.
Right, but I think the sun was shining, coming out of the pandemic. I think it was appropriate, and we like it when it rains. We don't really care, so it's not as good for the people that are there.
No.
But I was happy that it was hot. I mean, I was sweating my nuts off, but
yeah, I've been to a show in the rain and it wasn't much fun for me watching.
right,
No.
yeah.
I did that in New Zealand years and years ago, and it was crap.
Gotcha.
How was it seeing your dad? Had you seen him in the pandemic, or did you have to wait till after?
I saw him the top of 2020 before the pandemic. We had a family thing up in Boston, so I hadn't seen him, but I was just expecting to give him a hug and kind of pick up where we left off. And of course, I'd been talking to him the whole time, just calling him. But it was strange because it was really emotional to see him. And he looked really good, and I cried, and I don't cry really. I mean, I've cried a lot in the past, so it kind of all's gotten out of me. But that was a moment like that. I couldn't hold it together because I was just so happy to see him, and he got emotional too. It was a big deal.
Because we had a party Saturday night. It was the after party for all the blockheads coming together, and they had a lady come on. They actually got to sit next to your dad at Fenway, and she said it was the best night ever, and your dad was just so proud of you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really lucky. He's healthy and can tour with me and be at those shows, and I love having him at everything. Family's everything to me, but he's the big man. He's he's Papa, he's my dad. So you know, it was just great to see him, and you know, he had great seats. You know, he was right on the right side of the stage. So once we started, I mean, the first song I saw him, he's right there. So it was really great, and he always lets me know how proud of me he is, and you know, it means a lot.
And how was it seeing the rest of the band after all this time? You know, not seeing them all this time.
Same thing. It was, you know, not as emotional as my dad. I didn't cry or anything.
No.
But you know, we had been talking a lot, and especially me and Donnie had been talking a lot. But I also had been reaching out to the other guys, you know, as we were getting closer to coming together. So I think it was like less of a big deal, but it was definitely really great to see everybody. I mean, you know, I was really happy to see Donnie. Um, he felt the same way. So not as big as family, but it was, you know, pretty big deal.
Yeah, because it was nice to watch a bit of the show, even though we couldn't officially watch it on anything. We watched a little bit of snips here and there, and it was great to see. And just my last thing is, I'm loving all the merchandise that you guys have brought out. I've bought a beanie hat. I went to go and buy the apron, but that sold so quick, so I ended up getting oven mitt. So I'm going to go back to get the apron, and I got the Nanook sweatshirt, and I'm waiting for that to come in the post.
Mm-hmm.
But the merchandise is great.
Well, thank you. I've been working hard on it, and you know, we're always trying to improve it, and you'll see moving forward, everything is going to be the quality that you're seeing now. We've stepped our game, especially during the pandemic. We had a lot of time to talk and reevaluate between me and our management team, the merchandise company. So things are going to be like that from now on, and even better. We're still, you know, going to come out with more stuff with the bedsheet collection, and you know, you know, I'm heavily involved in when you see stuff from Fenway, and you know, so things will be getting even better.
Okay, that's all my questions, but thank you very much.
All right, thank you. You're lovely.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There
Lost
we
me.
are.
I'm back.
All right, I'm gonna pull.
We have Rain and Rosa down here in their play area, which has been expanded today.
All right, I'm gonna pull a couple of questions from Facebook again.
Okay.
Will there ever be another cruise?
Yes.
Let's see.
Kendra, there will be another cruise.
Do you surf?
No. And I'm not going to start at 52.
Let's see. Do the guys like your cooking?
I haven't had a chance to cook for them. I've cooked for Donnie at his house when he lived in LA. But I think in the future, especially maybe when we have rehearsals or when we tour, I'm gonna cook. You know, we'll make an episode where I cook for them. I'd like to make them pizza the way I make pizza. I'd like to make them some of my pizza. And definitely in the future, we'll have some kind of episode where I'm cooking for the guys.
And then she asked if you could say happy birthday to your daughter.
How do you say her name?
I think Ayla.
Ayla? Happy birthday, Ayla. Did we say that right? Bella? Ayla?
All right, let's see here. How was it seeing Griffin on stage since you have seen him grow up?
Oh man, it was fantastic. I was really nervous for him. Not the day of the show or the few days before when it was talked about, because I knew it was just over 30,000 people, and you know, he's gonna get up there and play and sing. So I was nervous for him. But when we went into rehearsals, I was not nervous for him because he was ready. He was prepared. And I just thought it was great. It was a great moment in the show. And it was the one time playing This One's for the Children makes sense because he's a kid and, you know, he made it sound good. And I was really happy to sing that song with him. Otherwise, I'm a hard pass.
How are your grandkids, since we can hear them?
They're great. They're in the background. We got Rain and Rose. they've been a little under the weather, but they're feeling much better. They just both had colds, so they're feeling much better. So it's a good day in the Woodhouse.
All right, we have a guest.
Okay.
And you know this guest.
Do I? Jane.
Hi.
Jane.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah, so I just want to thank you guys for doing like Merriweather and Fenway again, especially after that crazy year. It was the best thing to see you five back on stage. It's like that.
It goes both ways. Thank you for being there and for supporting us. And, it definitely was a team effort because I was really happy that we added Merriweather because that place is really, done it over really nice. It's beautiful and was really happy to be there. And, we needed to do something before Fenway. You know what I mean?
You needed something to lead up into that big show, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and all the seats were like.
You want to say hi? Hold on, I think she wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want? She wants a lollipop. I think. What do you want? Popcorn or lollipop?
I mean, is that a question?
No?
Those are tough choices.
Yeah, well, those are cupcake holders. Do you want to say hi? She wanted the cupcake holder. The cupcake.
Hi, Rose.
But this is her favorite, is Minnie Mouse.
Minnie Mouse. She's super adorable.
Yeah, she is. She's the best. Her and Rain.
Do you get to cook with her a lot then? Is she in the kitchen with you a lot now?
She was in the kitchen a lot today. Yeah, she was in here very curious and looking around, and she likes to help.
Oh, good. She could be your taste tester too, and she'll tell you whether she likes it or not.
Okay. There you go. Okay, Jane, you want to get it?
Oh, yeah. Right, so going to the questions. As a performer and an entertainer, you're always on stage coming out. You don't see the show, obviously, like how the audience or the fans see it. Wow. So I was going to ask you, have you watched the opening of Fenway? And then what were your initial thoughts? Because, us being fans, we were blown away by it. And I don't know if you've watched it yet. If not, you need to go.
I haven't watched it yet. I mean, we filmed everything. So I kind of want to see it that way because obviously we had cameras everywhere and there was a camera following each guy. So, I mean, I saw little glimpses and peeks and peeked at it, but like, I kind of want to see that stuff. So,
would you watch it as the entirety? Would you watch from beginning to end?
It depends on what the camera angle is. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to edit it and all that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, believe me, I was there. I know the magnitude of what we did. We've never done anything like that.
Yeah, no, I've never seen anything like it. It was just like jaw-dropping moments. It just one after another.
It was like
pretty incredible.
It was like we were on an award show or something, but even bigger.
Bigger than that. The
one thing I want to tell people is that our choreographer, and he's creative director too, Kevin Maher, to see him work with those dancers, because we rehearsed with the dancers only the day before the show and a little bit the day of.
Okay.
To see him working with them was amazing. He just has a way about him. He's direct, but he's such a compassionate guy and a great guy. He has a way about him that, like, obviously they're all ears listening to him, but he's pleasant with them. And
people respond well to that.
Yeah, and he's in command too. Like he's
for sure.
He's definitely in command, and it was great for me to watch because I'd never seen him like that. I've seen him do his seminars and the dance stuff he does around the country, but it was great for him to see him working for us and doing that. And got to give him a lot of credit because the girls that all performed with us were amazing. They were all just happy.
They were all phenomenal. Yeah, they were great. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a big deal, and thank God it all worked.
We loved every minute of it. It was just amazing. So speaking of Kevin, that was my next thing. So that mashup that you guys did with Single and then the Viva La Swing, that was probably the hot. I'm going to speak for all the blockheads. Hot. That was great. Everybody loves it. So the question is, how did you guys feel about doing new choreo? Because I know sometimes it doesn't come up too often, but then when you have to like do a new one, and then who had the most difficulty like doing it? Did everybody have trouble with it?
Okay, first I'd like to say, like, I think some guys in the group are like not so into, when we got to learn some new stuff.
Yeah.
But on this, when we went through the first 2 songs, there was this kind of energy with the 5 of us and excitement. And I tried to remind people, this is what it's like when we learn something new. It feels good. So, and we do it every tour, but like, obviously there's some things we can't change. We can't change the right stuff. We can't, like we have to keep things a certain way. But
Right.
the energy of getting through those first 2 songs, you could feel everyone was excited about it. And I wouldn't say anyone had any real difficulty with anything. It just was repeating it and being prepared. I mean, we were in LA rehearsing. When I left LA, I took video and I was up in my bedroom rehearsing every night because I need to feel prepared for myself.
Okay.
So when I get up on stage, I don't have to think about where I need to be, where I got to go, what's coming.
It's like
next.
automatic, right? The motion's automatic for you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I drilled it because I didn't want to be, not prepared.
You didn't want to be the one to people say like, oh, look, Danny wasn't prepared.
Well, that's not going to happen because
I know
I'm
it's not.
prepared.
I'm just kidding.
So,
I'm kidding. I know.
Yeah. I mean, for myself, I need to feel
right.
prepared.
Yeah. So would you guys consider keeping that choreo in like future tours? Would that make its way? Maybe.
I hope so. I mean, we all had so much fun doing it. I hope so. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do with the next tour.
Right.
I have no idea, but I would think.
But keep that in mind then when you guys are planning, right?
We will.
Yeah. Awesome. My last one is like, so if you could throw down with any celebrity chef, who would it be?
First person that comes into my head is Morimoto. I mean, I really love the way he does things. Everything's art. It's not just how it tastes; it's how it looks. And I'm not like that. I'm not good with that. I'm trying to get a little bit better, but he's an artist. So
he definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on another level to me, and I love
another level.
Yeah, I love watching Iron Chef America.
Iron Chef, right? Yeah. That's how I got hooked on it too. I watched him.
Yeah, but it's only when he's on I want to watch.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the other chefs, but it would be him or Gordon Ramsay. Those would be the 2.
Oh yeah. Those are good ones too. That's good. He has some restaurants, doesn't he, Morimoto?
What?
I want to say he has a few restaurants, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if have you been to any of them?
Yeah, me and my daughters were in Maui, and at the resort we stayed at, he has his restaurant in Maui there. So we were lucky because the first night we were there, we ate there, and then the last night we were there, we ate there, and it was phenomenal.
It blew your mind. It was just great, huh? Everything you expected and more.
We still talk about it. So we're planning in the future, all of us going and staying at that resort again.
That was fabulous. All right. Well, thank you so much. It was so good to see you and hug you at both shows, and we'll wait for next year, I guess.
All right. I love you, Jane.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. I have a few questions I'm going to ask you, then we got another guest.
Okay.
All right. Do you play any other instruments other than the guitar?
Well, I get by on the guitar. I've never really taken lessons, so I'm thinking about starting to take some lessons to get a little bit better. But I have been trying to improve on guitar. But I don't really play anything else. I used to play piano a little bit, but I've never been taught or trained or anything like that. So I think at this point, I just want to get better on the guitar and not try to play any other instruments.
When will we be able to buy shirts with "fantastic" on it? I never get tired of hearing him say it.
I don't know. I haven't really thought of that. I've been asked about merchandise for this show, but that's down the line. I like to stay focused on just bringing you guys new episodes and trying to entertain you guys that way. So gonna stay focused on just cooking and baking and working out, and maybe down the line we'll have some, shirts with "fantastic" on it.
During your workouts, is there a song that gives you more energy to push your limits?
There's a whole bunch of them. And I get this question a lot, like, what music do you listen to when you work out? But that's personal preference. You guys should listen to what motivates you. What motivates me is probably completely different. But I tend to listen to a lot of old school hip hop. Um, I guess a couple things will get me really motivated. It's like Rage Against the Machine, and when Jay-Z and Linkin Park had the collaboration together, it was phenomenal. So those two things are like what pop into my head.
All right, we have another guest. All right, hold on. There we go.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Adrian. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Cheers.
Cheers. I like your glasses. Cheers.
Thanks. I got my name, so I know where to find them, I guess. I didn't have the ingredients, so I just did a vodka soda.
That's good too.
Just use whatever you have. But thanks for spending time with all of us today. It's so good to see you.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
I was so blessed. I got to go to both shows. The Baltimore show was the last minute. I won it through a contest. So it was amazing to get to see both of the shows. And everyone's already said it before, but we are just so grateful for all of it. It was so special. And after a year of the pandemic, it really was just a life memory for me and everyone we got to meet. So thank you. I'm curious for you personally, what was the most challenging part of preparing for these two shows, and what came back easily for you when it comes to performing?
The first thing that was difficult is that leaving home, because we're here together with my granddaughters and my son and his wife and my daughter Chance, and my daughter Vega lives a few miles away. So I didn't realize that I was going to get that feeling again when I used to get, like in 2008 and 9 when I had to leave and my daughters were young.
Yeah.
That I was going to miss my granddaughters like that. Like I was on the plane, and I think that was fine, and I landed, and I think when I got to the hotel I was like, what the heck? I started feeling like some anxiety and just weird, and I was like, oh man, I miss the girls, man. Like what am I going to do? I don't want to go through that whole thing again. And after a few days, I get back into work mode, and it was fine. And I was FaceTiming them all the time, and so it was fine. And for me, kind of mostly everything comes back quick, but I pay attention when we're being taught stuff, and I'm focused. So I think I don't really forget much. So. And my short-term memory sucks, but somehow my long-term memory with stuff like that, it snaps right back.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's the mark of a true performer.
Maybe.
For sure. So you talked about your solo album earlier, which is so exciting. And I don't know anything about songwriting because I'm not a songwriter, but I've heard like different artists talk about like, this album signified like a certain time in my life, like whether it was falling in love or breaking up. I mean, most of it's about like that kind of stuff. But I'm curious if you're seeing like a theme emerge as you write music. Like what are like the core emotions or experiences that are driving your writing right
now? For me, it just really depends on, sometimes I have lyrics that I wrote 6 months ago, and I go back to them, and because I have some music that will kind of suit it, and maybe it's not something I'm feeling at the moment, but I was feeling it then, so then I kind of expand on it. But always with my stuff, it's love, it's breakup, it's heartache, it's loss, it's the ups and downs of life, and for me, that's the only way I want to do it if it's real, and they're my stories and my feelings, and I don't see any purpose in doing solo music if it's not that way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Can't wait for that. My next question is about YouTube. So I'm a fellow YouTuber, and I don't have the reach that you do, which is incredible. But I'm curious, after almost a year of YouTubing and doing it really successfully, what lessons have you learned either about the platform or like what it means to be entertaining people through YouTube?
See, I don't view myself as a YouTuber. I mean, that's the first time anyone's called me that. That's just the platform for
Gotcha.
myself. And it's the ideal platform for me because I don't want no one telling me what to do.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing this and someone's telling me, no, you got to change this and change that. So that was the whole purpose of doing it on YouTube. No one's going to be able to tell me what to do. And even if people, we're getting interest from people and stuff, I'm not going to change it. So then it would just be no thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be caught in that. It's a great thing about being in the New Kids. We don't answer to anybody. It's the five of us, and we make the decisions, and we make them together. So there's nothing better than being your own boss. So for me, that's it's great about YouTube.
Oh my gosh. Now that you say that, it totally matches your personality. You're totally right. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but in all fairness, being in the New Kids, I got to compromise a lot, and I keep my mouth shut a lot. You know what I mean? Like, you learn over the years, like, not a big deal. In the end, everything's going to be fine. I'm not saying nothing. Cool. Like, I let a lot go. But in my life, I would never do that.
Right.
Like, it's my way, or
I get that.
I don't want to say the expletive, but you get it. Like, in my life, that's how I like things. But being in the group, it's compromise. It's, understanding each guy is different, and, we've stayed together this long. And there's no point in making big deals out of stupid stuff. And, we're pretty smart about it. And, that's why when you see us up there, it's all smiles and love, because that's how it's been even in rehearsals and, leading up to it.
Yeah. And YouTube is really interactive too. Like you get to hear what people think, you get to hear it in real time. And I think it's such a cool way to get to connect with you, Danny. It really is. So,
well, thank you. But and I love doing this, the live streams, because I get to talk to people like you. And then I get, I get this perspective that I didn't get before. So for me, I'm asked a lot like, oh, do you have to do that? And I'm like, no, I want to do it. It's like when we do meet and greets, girls come in and, are you getting sick of me? And I'm like, no, man, we choose to do this. There's no one telling us to do meet and greet. We like to do it because we like to be able to meet you guys and see you guys and hug you guys. So that stuff's important to us.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, I have one last question. And let's see if I can word it right. Okay, so cooking itself, like as a human activity, I find as sometimes divisive. You're either a good cook or you don't cook or whatever. It's one of those human activities. What have you learned about human beings being someone that demonstrates and teaches people how to cook?
I learned that cooking's not for everybody, for sure. And bacon is definitely not for more people than cooking's not for. Bacon's an exact science. Like, you can't slide from recipes. You got to follow the recipes, or you're gonna get nipple cookies. You're gonna get some flat cookies, or So it's not for everybody. And there's plenty of people that have beautiful kitchens and they don't even cook in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't. I always view it as, when people tell me they can't cook, that's not the real answer. They don't want to cook. Because anyone.
Interesting.
I would say probably 90% of the population could cook if they wanted to. It's just you have to want to do it and take the time to do it right, and people just don't want to do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Sending you love, sending Andy and the crew and the grandbabies love, and I send you all my love, and thanks so much for having me.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, what a sweetheart. That's great.
All right, I have some more questions.
Okay.
How many tank tops do you own?
Man. See, I have different areas in my closet. I have one area for doing this and doing the shows that is like all new ones. So I'm going through those as we do these shows, because I don't, there's going to be those people out there that tell me, oh, you wore that before. You wore that before. So basically, I have a new one for every episode. But I have a lot. I live in Miami. It's hot, and usually it's a tank top, shorts, and some Adidas slides. I mean, it's too hot here in the summer. As things cool off, then, you know, put the sneakers on, maybe some jeans. Rarely jeans, though. Like, I mean, it's really nice being here in the winter. I'm still in tank tops and shorts most of the time, so I have a lot of tank tops.
I say everybody on Instagram is loving this thing.
One?
Yeah, everybody's like, there's
great,
like every
right?
other comment
But
is
did
like,
they
I
see
love
this?
this.
Did they see the match?
Oh my gosh.
The matching sneakers. Bam! What do you think I was gonna kick you?
I don't know.
You like my sneakers, Rose? Bam!
Even she
Bye.
went.
Bye,
Even
Rose,
she was
Rose.
like,
Good night, love you. I love you. Aw. Bye, Rain.
Rose.
Bye, Rain.
Bye, Rose.
Love you. Aw. Okay. Bye, Chance. Love you. Love you. Oh, with the racetrack?
I want to play with the turtle.
What is the most boring movie you've ever seen?
Yes.
Nomadland.
The heck is it even is that?
It won the Academy Award for Best Movie. It was about people living out of their cars. It was just like this. And not to say the acting wasn't great or anything. I'm not saying anything. It just was boring. And it's bizarre to me that that's the movie of the year and wins the Oscar. I don't get it. I barely could watch it. I fell asleep like 17 times and had to go back and rewind it.
It was the whole thing.
Yeah, it was.
Alright, what do you think about Donnie's character on Blue Bloods being named Danny?
Whatever. It's just a name. I mean, there's plenty of Dannys in the world.
How long does it usually take you to learn new dance steps?
I don't. I mean, it would depend what the dance step is, and is it difficult? Am I struggling with it? I mean, over the past few tours and everything, there hasn't been anything too difficult to learn. I think in 2008 we were learning new choreography for so many new songs when we were releasing the block. So that was difficult. That was a lot of work. We spent months and months and months preparing for TV shows, different performances, and touring. It was a ton of work. And now it's great to be in a place where you have stuff that's kind of in the vault, and then we can add new stuff to it. So there's not too much that's really difficult. And I just, when it's shown to me, we just repeat it, and then you learn it.
Alright, so we have a guest. It's technically two guests, so.
Okay. No, I thought I felt a dog.
Alright.
Where's the donut?
I don't know.
Oh.
Hello.
What's up, ladies?
Hi, Danny. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. I'm Michelle, and this is Christina.
Hi.
Well, your names are right there. You know.
Oh, well, of course, right? So we grew up in Dorchester. We we met at the Kenny School in kindergarten, and we have been friends for a long, long time at this point.
Right.
So
like me and Donnie.
Yes, I am the Danny to her Donnie, actually.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, at her
100%.
wedding. Her
I like it.
I was thanked profusely at her wedding for keeping her in line all these years.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Actually today is Christina's birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And she has loved you. You were her first crush.
Oh.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Because what Michelle isn't saying is you were the closest new kid to us, so we used to walk to your house all the time.
Oh,
And
nice.
you, I
Yeah.
believe, are our first new kid's autograph,
Ah,
Mhm.
right?
did my mother invite you in the house?
No. But my mom worked at the Lee School forever.
Ah, nice.
So I had been thinking about a couple questions. I'm really interested about the production side of the of the show because I actually serve at my church doing like production with the cameras and mixing and all that stuff. And so I have kind of like an eye for that. And now as I've done that, I started to go to your shows and like, oh, that's a great shot. Like the mixtape tour, you guys had awesome stuff on the screens. It was awesome for the fans. It was great at Fenway too. But so I was just wondering, like, it seems like Donnie gets a lot of credit for designing the shows, and then there's other people that he works with. But like, what roles do the other guys play in developing the show, talking about the pyrotechnics and what you're going to do with video and cameras and stuff, and do you all have to sign off on something before you go on stage and do it?
Donnie gets a lot of credit because he deserves it. I mean, we're lucky to have a guy in the group like that. And there's not a lot of like approval stuff because we trust him. So that's the difference between when you hire somebody to do that job, which we have. Like the last time we did that was with the Backstreet Boys. We had a creative director, and it made it more work for Donnie. The guy just needed to get out the way. So we trust him. So it's not like I need to say, "Hey, let me see the video for this song." He'll send us stuff along the way. So as months ago, he was sending us music and like the first 2 songs, and so it's not that we're approving it. He's just saying, "What do you think? What do you think about this?" And the idea for the mega medley came up in rehearsal, and he just started saying things like, "What if we did this and did this?" And a couple guys said, "What about this song and that song?" And it was actually a lot longer, and we all kind of just said, "Let's get rid of this and maybe get rid of that." And he took out a couple things till it kind of felt solid and like had that flow. So there's no real approval process, but we have a team of people that help him and help all of us. So we have a guy named Butch that's designed all of our stages, but he's also involved with the lighting and how everything kind of comes together. He's kind of the overall guy that like helps with the vision of like what you saw the stage and the lights and everything look like at Fenway and the last tour and the tour before that. And I mean, I think all the tours he's worked with us. And then we have lighting people, we have our pyrotechnic guys, so they're all there to help. And most of them already know what Donnie wants and what we want. So like it's a team of people that make it all happen. But he's the captain. That's just the way it is, and it's easier for us because we trust him. Right. If some guy's hired, we ain't trusting that guy. No, right. Everything will have to be approved. So you can imagine how that creates more work. So this thing, like, all along the way, he was sending us stuff, and it's how it always is. Like, he's, months out, especially with the music. The music's usually done first, so he was sending us stuff. But honestly, he gets a lot of credit because he deserves it, man. He is the creative director, and he's the captain.
That's awesome. Yeah, we really enjoyed the show.
Thanks.
Definitely did. I said we definitely did.
She's in East Boston and I'm in New Hampshire, so we couldn't be together, but it's good for her birthday that we got to be here with you. So yeah, and I just wanted to also say I'd love it if you could give my sister a shout out. We were supposed to celebrate her 40th birthday for the original date of the concert, and then it got pushed back. And then Danny, the morning of the concert, she found out at her daycare that her kids had been exposed to COVID, and so she had to quarantine and she couldn't come at the last minute. So please give my sister Cheryl a shout out because
what's her name?
Cheryl.
Cheryl, sorry you couldn't make it to the show. There'll be more to come. That's really sucks that happened. But gotta be safe and stay healthy. Yeah. So you did the right thing, and we'll be back, and there'll be more.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, love you,
Bye.
girls.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I have 4 questions, and we have 1 more guest.
Okay.
All right. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
How the hell would I know, man? The hell, I don't. I never think that far ahead. I think like the next year. Like that's how I stay focused. I can think of like the things I have ahead of me, and then like maybe the next year. That's it. So that's all I can think of. 5 years from now, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing or where I'll be or anything. I mean, I'll probably still be in this house. That's the only thing I know. I love my house, so that's about it.
We did that one. When you look out into the crowd, do you try and find familiar faces?
I don't have to try. They're everywhere. I mean, especially at Fenway, they were everywhere. I mean, stepped out on stage and looked down, and it was all familiar faces. It was fantastic. I love it. It was great to see everybody so happy and celebrating together. And honestly, the best word to describe that both shows is a celebration. It was amazing, and I'm so thankful that we got to do it. It's a real honor to always to play Fenway, but I think coming out of the pandemic, it made it an even bigger deal. So, just very, very thankful.
If you could share some wisdom with 16-year-old Danny, what would it be?
Enjoy the moment. Just live in the moment. Enjoy it. Don't think about what's next, and don't complain. Hey! It's got to be a delivery. Someone at the door. No? Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah, just enjoy the moment.
All right, we have one more guest.
Hey!
Hi.
Hi, Sabrina.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I got on. I'm so happy.
Yeah, you in your workout clothes there?
Yes.
Getting your workout on?
I'm trying.
Ah, got it. Right.
My bars. My bars. I'm trying to be like you, more tank tops.
Do it.
All right. Thank you for being here tonight. It's awesome. All right. What was your first home cooked meal after returning from Fenway?
Probably it was probably when I started filming on Monday here doing this. I mean, came home and just kind of like needed a break. You know what I mean? Just like to kind of keep working out, but like not think about things so much because there was so much planning up to that point.
Yeah.
So I don't like to like come right back into the kitchen, and I knew we were going to be filming this week. So it's probably on Monday. I don't even remember what I made, but something on Monday. I made stuffed spaghetti squash bowls, which were fantastic. So that's probably the first thing that I made it for myself. So it's not the same. It's better when someone else is cooking that home cooked meal for you.
I get you. Was it good? Did it turn out the way you wanted it?
It was better than I wanted. It was fantastic. Really good.
Awesome. All right. So I watched the episode with you, the Woodworks show with you and Joe. And at the end, you asked him a question, and it was, what would be his last meal if he died tomorrow? So you didn't answer that question, and I want to ask you that question. What would be your last meal? Your appetizer, side, dessert, main?
Pizza and beer, and probably cheesecake or carrot cake. Probably cheesecake would be dessert.
What kind of pizza?
Just regular cheese pizza, but like some good pizza, either my pizza or from a place that I like.
Right. Like with that nice crust, right?
Yeah.
So on August the 6th, so before the concert, you had posted, that post that you of you with your back to the camera and saying how that moment was amazing and how your mom would be so proud of you. I mean, I'm sure there were more words. Can you elaborate on that moment?
It's one of the things it's sometimes hard to get a grasp of is these are special things that I wish I could share with her. She would be amazed that we were up on stage in Fenway. It would be beyond her, like, for when we were kids. I've said this before. There was no shows there, so um, I could imagine like telling her, and she'd probably just flip out. No way! What are you talking about? And she was our biggest fan, and not just mine. All five guys. So it's sometimes a little bittersweet, in those quiet moments when like I see my dad or I see some of my family, and she's not there. So um, everyone says she's proud of you, she's looking down on you, and all that stuff, and I believe that, but it's still not the same as her being there. So you know, sometimes some of those moments, like walking out there like that, are bittersweet.
Yeah. Thank you. Honestly, when I read that post, it was enough to, I guess, like shed a tear. You're so open and honest about, the memories you have with your mother, that anyone who experiences that loss, it's just beautiful. It's epic. And, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome, but
Um,
I don't really know any other way to be. You know what I mean? I don't know how to be. Sugarcoat things, and I don't know how to be that way. So, you know, walking into that park, she's one of the first things I think of. So it's sometimes bittersweet. At the end of the night, it's sweet. It's definitely, I definitely know she was there. Um, it's hard for me to imagine she wasn't watching it when my whole family was there, and I see my sisters partying in the crowd. The funny thing about the show is I got up on those little stages, and I was partying. We were doing block party, and I looked down, and there's my sisters. Like, my whole family was right in front of me, and I was like, "What the heck?" And it was beautiful. It's like, and my sister Pam looks a lot like my mom. So, it's hard not to imagine that she's not, her and Alma weren't watching over us. And Mr. and Mrs. Mack and Mr. Wahlberg, they're all watching that
yeah.
show.
Whew, okay, I'm not gonna cry. Okay, and my last question is, so once you reached home and like you said, there was still some stuff that you needed to close up with the concert tours and everything like that. But what were some things that you thought of or experienced that were different than coming off of your other tours or the cruise?
Um, I think I just, I'm excited about what's coming next. You know what I mean? Like, coming back, it's not the normal, oh, we're gonna have, like, 6 months off or whatever. It was more like, that was awesome, and I can't wait for what's next. Like, I'm really looking forward to the stuff we're planning, and I'm really proud of what we did, and just during the pandemic and everything that was happening before, just to have the show happen was a big deal in itself. So I'm really proud of the five of us, because we made it happen, and we refused, to let anything get in our way. But now, I come home, and I'm excited about what's next.
So are we. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. I love
All
you.
right. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Chance. I'll see you later, Danny. Love you.
Love you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
I love her.
Awesome.
All right. So that was our last guest, but I'm going to pull a few questions from the audience, and then
Okay.
you can say your goodbyes. This poor lady says her kids always start fights during your lives.
I'd say you started a firestorm on Instagram. Everybody's going, wait, next?
Yeah. I mean, what do they think, we're just done?
Everybody's excited.
Yeah, but there's always something next. I mean, I think we're at that point where you guys know we're not stopping, and there's gonna be something next.
Yeah, we're getting questions about when you're stopping the Woodworks.
Not stopping. We're here. We've been filming the
Work all
past
week.
3 days, so we're not stopping. And it's it's not the same feeling, obviously, as being up on stage in front of 30,000 people. But like, I love doing this, so I have no reason to stop doing this, and I want to keep doing it. And there's plenty of things to cook and bake, and I'll continue to expand, what I do and learn and try to get better.
Who was your idol when you were a kid?
My mom. I mean, I wasn't the kind of kid that like looked up to an athlete or someone famous. I've never really been like that. So my mom was, I always strived to make her proud. And, wasn't much else in my head. There still isn't much else in my head of, who my idol is. It would always be her.
Do you like Marvel films? If so, what's your favorite?
I do. I'm not as big a fan as my daughter Chance. She loves the Marvel films a lot.
Yes, I do.
Favorite one? I don't know, man. Probably Thor Ragnarok. That one was really funny. I like the ones that have a little more humor. Like, I don't know if Deadpool, if that qualifies as Marvel, but love that. Those two movies. Thor Ragnarok is probably to me like one of those movies that I wouldn't change anything about. I also like Logan, which was like a rated R, and not so much a superhero movie, but it's a fantastic movie. More like a drama kind of. So probably like those three, I guess. Deadpool, Ragnarok, and Logan.
Would you ever write a book?
No. I mean, maybe a cookbook, but I don't want to write a book, man. It sounds like a lot of work, and the kind of work I wouldn't enjoy doing, so no.
Let's see. Do you have any recipes coming up for zucchini or eggplant?
No, but I'll make a note. We need some zucchini and eggplant recipes. Daniel made he made eggplant parm.
Yes.
Fantastic. I gotta say, my son is a fantastic cook. I'm really proud of him. He's pushed me to expand what I do. He's gotten really, really good, and really proud of him. He made Rose's birthday cake, which was amazing. It's awesome. So he bakes too. I mean, I've done his, his key lime pie recipe. That's his. He's really good. And for everyone out there who has kids that are younger, it shows when you have your kids in the kitchen with you, helping you. And it started with my kids, like just, making their own little pizzas and, maybe helping me put the stuff in the mixing bowl and just simple little things. They get into it. Now, not all of them, because Chance doesn't really cook, and that's fine too. But my daughter Vega is becoming a good cook, and she bakes too. So it just shows that if you include your family in the kitchen, it'll pay off in the long run. What?
I can make certain stuff.
No, you can't.
She makes bacon.
Okay, Chance can make breakfast.
I can make breakfast.
She can make eggs and bacon.
Mac and cheese.
Kraft out of the box, or
Yes.
Yes,
pancakes.
I make good pancakes.
Are they good?
I think so.
She thinks they're good. Okay, she's not like a moron in the kitchen.
No.
When she got things she knows she wants, she can make them. Right. But I wouldn't say you can cook.
No.
You just cook what you like.
Yes.
And she's anti-vegetable.
Yes.
Big time. Do I like any of the DC films?
Yeah.
What's come out recently?
Is Suicide
Well, the
Squad
Joker's DC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, but really dark. So wasn't a lot of humor to that movie at all.
Well, DC movies are always darker.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not. Shazam was not dark.
Well, that was like
And
on
Shazam
That's like a
was-
standout though. Like a lot of them are like Batman.
All right, I like the Batman series with Christopher Nolan directed. Those were all fantastic. I think people forget about those now because there's been so many Marvel movies, but those stand up to the Marvel movies easy. They were great. So not into like the recent ones. I did see the new Suicide Squad, which was very entertaining. I liked it. But you know, it's not Thor Ragnarok. It's not that.
Ragnarok is so
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And when you have the humor with the action, it's a really great combination. And it's tough to do, and they do a good job.
We have
I
a lot
know
of people.
you made vegetarian meals on the Woodworks, but they're asking about that and vegan is what we're getting a lot of questions from.
Okay, so the next time we're together filming, we'll make sure to do some like all-out vegetarian and vegan. Listen, and forget it. I'm just gonna go vegan because what's the point of doing vegetarian? It's like I don't really see many people that are just vegetarians anymore. They're usually just vegan, right? Like they usually go all the way.
A lot of vegan, a lot of gluten-free.
Yeah.
Okay, so Christina Trevino, I will start incorporating more of that.
What was your favorite childhood game?
Quarters. No one knows what quarters is. People don't know what quarters is anymore. You have a cup in the middle of like on a piece of wood, and you bounce the quarter in, and then you got a drink if you tell someone to drink.
Yeah. That was your favorite childhood?
Yeah. Started pretty young with the boys, with Donnie and Jordan and a few other people. Quarters. It's the first thing that pops into my head. What do you want me to say?
There's a lot of team
Samantha.
chants going on. You picked on chants. Everybody's saying team chants right now.
How did I pick on Chance when I was talking about my kids? Listen.
Picking, they're just, I don't know.
You said you can't cook.
Listen, first of all, you people don't know what you're talking about. Chance is the one that travels with me everywhere. So, I mean, I have a different relationship with each kid. And Daniel cooks. He's great. She doesn't like to cook. Who cares? I don't care that she doesn't cook.
I can't even peel an onion.
A lot of people on Instagram now want to get you to play beer pong. It's like the resounding.
I did that on the cruise.
Yeah, everybody's like, let's play beer pong.
What? Here? Right now?
Yeah.
That would be stupid. Sure, I'll play beer pong. Whenever. Whoever's asking that.
What do you think about K-pop?
I don't really know much about it. Sure, it's whoever likes it, great. I mean, I'm sure it's similar to like when we were young and doing our thing. It's fantastic.
What's your favorite car?
I'm not a car person, really. I'm not big on cars, so I don't have a favorite one.
Back in high school, what was your favorite subject?
Math. Yep, we talked about that earlier. Math. Yeah.
What is your least favorite household chore?
Okay, so growing up, I hated shoveling snow, raking leaves, cutting wood, stacking wood, cleaning bathrooms, all that stuff. And my one goal, as we started having success, was to never to do any of those things again. I don't mind doing laundry. I don't mind washing dishes. I don't mind vacuuming, sweeping. Like, I'm fine with all that. But was a big reason I moved to Miami was never to shovel snow again, or to stack wood, or to cut it. Screw that. Or to rake leaves. I mean, what's such a waste of time? Those are the things I never want to do again. Ever! Even if there's a fire!
Alright. What's your favorite 80s movie?
Does Alien count? I think that was 79. Alien or Aliens, either one of those is done. My dog is named after the character in Alien, Ripley. So those are two of my favorite movies.
Alright. I think that's about it. A lot of them are repeat questions now, so.
Okay, so I've been on here for a while now. I love doing this. It really makes my week really fun and exciting. So thank you, everyone that's tuned in. I love you guys. I miss you. I can't wait for us to all be together again, which hopefully will be soon. We're in the midst of planning stuff for the future, so I can't wait for you guys to see it all and hear it all. And I'm working on my own solo stuff, and that's in the works. And we're gonna continue to do this show. I love doing it. This is, basically for now, this is a permanent thing. So we're not going anywhere. You don't even have to ask that, and you don't have to ask, are the new kids doing anything? Anything new coming? We're working on it. We're not going anywhere. We're here to stay. The Woodworks, the new kids, here to stay. And just thank you to everyone for supporting us, for coming to Merriweather and Fenway, and everyone supporting the Woodworks and watching on YouTube. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. And that's all I got to say. I'll see you next Tuesday, and I'm out.